Welcome everybody back to one of my videos. Today I thought it was finally time to share with you all what's in these location bags. Now I've been doing it since 2020 properly, showing you all these location videos, which foremost thank you so much for everyone watching. I've been getting a lot of positive comments about how much you guys enjoyed the places that I've taken you all, whether it's been through a nature track or a coastal beach walk. I'm so glad to share you all the places that I've been going along, and I figured it was time that you've all been probably wondering what I actually take with me along in my journeys. So what the best thing I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be explaining to you all what I actually pack in each compartment of my bags along the way, and also for those who are starting out wanting to do location videos yourselves, I thought this might be a perfect time to actually go through each item, and some of them I will give tips towards as well, and explained about what the best thing that I would be taking when doing a lot of these location videos and when you're starting your location videos yourself. So without further ado, let's get right into it. The first bag that I would like to talk to you about is the side bag. Now this is the perfect bag to put your equipment in. It's a quick and easy grab while you're recording along the way, and I found this to be perfect for me because the other two that I found they were very too small and I had trouble trying to grab out specific equipment that I needed. So make sure to find your preference side bag that feels comfortable for you when you're doing your traveling content. Let's get right into explaining about what I've got in this. So let's do the front compartment. Now what I have in there is the GoPro. This is great, at least I can separate my equipment, and that's why I've got the GoPro in the front compartment. This is absolutely truly a great piece of technology. It's a recent of the GoPro in the GoPro company, and definitely GoPro is the one to definitely get. The next thing I have is tissues. Now I find having a sandwich lock bag and a small compactable tissues with me in the side bag is really helpful, in particularly places that you're not around a bin. It's just a quick blow your nose, put into the sandwich lock bag, and usually at the end of the day I chuck it into the bin when I've done the places or the location that I'm at, which it becomes very helpful when you're not around a bin specifically, and at least you can blow your nose in the moment in time. The next compartment, the back big compartment now, because usually I have it all in one in a smaller bag. Have actually used this bag in the last video that I did with my collaboration with Amber, which was a really fun video, so definitely need to make sure to check that out. The next thing I have is the tripod and microphone. With these two compartments, it's basically what I use with the phone that I'm recording this video right now. The phone goes about that, and what I usually like to do with this microphone is I connect it into the side piece and then I wrap it around the phone, and that's how I actually do a lot of the narration, talking content pieces that I do for each video that I record with. I find these fantastic to use when I'm recording. Also, I actually just noticed on the microphone there's a little clip thing there. You can just do that. There you go. I'm learning things as I'm going along in these showing you what I've got in these compartment bags. The final piece that I want to show in the big compartment of the bag is my Fujifilm video camera. This camera has been incredible for when I've been recording walking scenes. So what I usually do is if it's near a step or someplace high, I put it on a rock, a bench, or anywhere that it's in a good place that I feel like it's going to do the job. I place it there, and then that's when I do my walking scenes, either going forward or going behind. This camera has been truly amazing for that, and again, the tripod that's attached to it does the job as well. These items are the main items that I find very useful when packing in the side piece bag. I just really enjoy using this when I'm out doing my recording, and I'm looking forward to showing this bag a little bit more over the next location videos that I record for you all. It's great. It actually has a little side back compartment too, which I think is fantastic for whatever I need to put in there. It's quite big. It's a big square bag, and that's what I fell in love when I looked at it at the op shop. So definitely, as I mentioned before, find what side piece bag is perfect for you when you're trying to get stuff out when you're walking. But definitely, in my opinion, a big bag like this is 100% the go for those location walks. On to the next piece is the bag that you all know very, very well, the big bag. Looking at it, it's huge, and I'm going to give a little back history about this piece. I've had this bag, I think since 2010. Now, originally, this was my private school bag. Yes, private school bag. And you can just see the reason why it's a private school bag. Foremost, a lot of these big bags is massive. I'm going to give everyone a little back history. I actually got really badly bullied. And so I went from a public school for 2 years to 2 years of doing a private school. So my education was very mixed in that reason. And we actually had to wear a lot of these bags, as usually for those who know, or if you have gone to a private school, that these are the type of bags that you actually get to wear. When I first went to school or went to the private school, I actually called this the mountain hiker's bag. I just thought it was fantastic, and another interesting fact about this is that it's waterproof, and that's so great for when I'm doing places that I walk underwater or other reasons. At least this bag that after a day of recording, that I can just let it dry and it will be instantly the way it is. And this bag has just been with me the whole time, and I think it's so great to have something so huge that you can fit so many little things into it. Without further ado, now that I've explained a back history about this beautiful big piece, I think we can now get into the little compartments of actually what's inside. I'm going to do the back first and make my way to the front. Before I get actually into it, I will explain that I might not have specific items. So I'm just going to be explaining what I would actually have in the compartments in the bags, like if I were on the day of the video. The first thing I would like to bring out is this great thing here. Now, this is called a V-Boost. And what I do is when I have my 2 big bottles of water, one of the bottles of water, I actually put one of these tablets in. So I'm going to show you a small circle thing. Now, there's a whole bunch of these V-Boosts. You can then put this into your water, almost similar to like a Barocca, or for people who are international, one of those fizzy things that perk you up. This tablet, I feel, definitely perks me up when I'm out walking, and particularly doing those long nature walks. I find this definitely perks me up. So you just let it fizz into the water. I find, in my personal opinion, that I usually like to, prior before packing my bag, is just put it in there for a bit, and that way it's completely fizzed into the water. V-Boost or any other type of these fizzy things is definitely the go when you're out there. It'll perk you up and it will give you a lot more energy as you're going along. This one in particular is actually a multivitamin and a minerals, and there's a whole bunch of V-Boost that the company provides as well, and their own little individual vitamins and minerals as well. This is definitely a big thing that has contributed during my location videos, and I'm so glad that I'm able to use them. Next thing that I want to show you all, I'm not sponsored by Woolies by the way, but this is an example of what I like to use. Inside of this bag, so it's bag in a bag, is also a fork and napkin. This is where I dispose rubbish, such as what I usually like to have, which I don't have with me, is usually I buy a Caesar salad and it's in like a bowl. And what I do is I just tear the satchel things, put it in, and then I eat it when I have my lunch. That explains behind the scenes of when I have my lunch in the places that I say when I'm going to have some lunch. Usually the rubbish is usually disposed into the bag along with the napkin and also the tissue sandwich lock bag, as you saw earlier, all into this bag, and then by the end of the day I just chuck it into the bin. It's definitely what I feel handy to have a bag to put the rubbish into it. If again you're not near a bin, perfect place. So this is why I definitely have the fork and napkin, because usually with the Caesar salad bowls is what I get, they don't provide forks. So usually I just take one from home as example, and I just take it along with me, and it's perfect. I used to also take snack bars as well, but I've sort of been mostly just been having Caesar salad bowls in my most recent videos. They're definitely also another thing you can eat along the way or with your lunch as well. I usually have the Caesar salad bowl into the back compartment and 2 big bottles of water, which keeps me hydrated throughout the day of recording. What you usually see in the videos is, yes, it does look short compartment to half an hour, but I'm actually there the whole day recording. So I usually get to the location maybe at 8:30 to 9 o'clock, and I'm usually like to be done about 3 p.m. to 4 p.m. roughly. So that way it gives me leeway depending on how far back I've got to walk to go to the car. That's a reason why you probably see the sun in different parts during the day as well. So that's a little behind the scenes fact I thought I'd like to give you all out there too. Moving on to the middle compartment now, this is where I usually like to keep specific things where if I need to something out quickly, I can just grab it out instantly. The first thing I like to do is bring out the cap. This cap is definitely perfect. You would have seen me wear this quite a lot in the location videos, and it's just easy to have to block the sun from your face. So definitely something to bring when you're doing a lot, in particularly walking those coastal beaches, as it gets extremely hot in the summertime. Usually the winter time is a good time to go as well. Also a bit of nature walks is perfect for those as well. And I like this hat. I do hope in the future to get another cap so I can change it up a little bit, but this has definitely been in my videos the most. Here and there when I wear them, mainly I don't like to wear it a lot of the time, so at least you can still see my face, but also I do like to keep protected when I do wear it as well in those times. You all would know this jacket a little bit now, as I have worn it quite a few times. Previously, before this jacket, I did wear a Melbourne Storms one, but now that I've lost quite a lot of weight, I needed this jacket that actually fitted me quite perfectly. This actually keeps me very warm, in particularly those cold winter months when I'm out there recording, or if it was like a summer's hot day at the early in the morning, or when I am just feeling when there's a lot of wind, this jacket definitely become perfect for that. I've worn this in a few times, but it would actually be cool in the future to have a little bit of advertisement at the back of the jacket, which is pretty cool. But it definitely keeps me warm. I like that the sleeves in particularly have a thickness. Usually it goes about up to there, which is good for when I'm like GoProing or with the video camera, or even just talking with my phone. It's good that I've got the sleeve length for me for when I'm talking, because sometimes if you have a sleeve that's too over long, it's a bit hard. You have to always roll it back and stuff. So definitely find a jacket that's sort of a good length where it's not going to be too much in the way when you're wearing it, that you won't be able to have problems recording yourself. So this jacket has definitely kept me warm during those times when I needed it if it got really cold. Definitely it's always good to pack a jacket when needed, especially in the evenings, in particularly beach, because the temps and the wind, when it comes to beaches, the gust of wind goes completely insane, and I've had a lot of those times where I got really shivering and cold, so jacket is the go for that. This big box, actually this is the GoPro Hero 11 box that it came with as well. I like to pack some good things, in particularly battery packs. So I have 2 battery packs. Most informally, it's perfect for in particularly having 2 that I found. I can charge one with the GoPro and then one with the video camera. Also on top of that with the phone as well, because when I'm recording, the GoPro battery insanely goes very quick when I'm out and about. So usually when I have lunch, I usually like to have lunch about half an hour. And so when I charge things, the GoPro usually goes back up to about 90%. I do found a negative when it comes with the GoPro is the battery life when it goes very quickly. Behind the scenes, I usually like to record a few seconds of a clip and then stop it instantly. And then when I find the next thing, boom, and then stop it again. So definitely battery packs are absolutely incredible for those reasons. Also, usually I don't use a lot of the time, but when I do, I have great backup. These are the SD cards. Now, usually they come in like a little case when you first buy them, but I do have multiple. And particularly this one is a 64GB. I find usually that's perfect for me. Sometimes I don't use this SD cards a lot, but having backups is truly great, because if you're days and days and days of like in a place and you run out of storage on one SD card, it's perfect to have a backup just in case. And so far doing the location content, I haven't really needed to use the SDs as much, but it's just great. In particular, well, you use the small SD cards for the GoPro specifically, which funny enough, I have trouble trying to get them out. So I usually use a pen lid to get the SD cards out and in. But the Fujifilm camera is very easy because it's a one big SD card. I can just do with it. I find SD cards backup really, really good. And particularly, where did I get this? I think I got this from Officeworks, this SD card folder thing, and it's perfect. Like even on the go, at least it keeps all my SD cards perfectly in place when I'm out. And if I need one, I can just take the other one out and put the other one in, and you're good to go. I have a lot of cords here. These are the cords that I attach with the video camera, the GoPro, and the phone into the battery packs, which will keep them charged. So yeah, I always bring the cords with me when I'm out and about and recording videos. These are definitely quite handy. That's a little compartment bag there, and that's the inside of it. There's a little netting, that's where usually the cords like to go in, and the battery packs and the SD cards go into that big space there. I'm so glad I have use for these, because they just would be in the drawer tucked away, and it's really great. And again, this came with the GoPro Hero 11, so if you're very much interested in the GoPro Hero 11 or the Fujifilm video cameras, I will leave a link in below where I got those from, and also if they're not in the place that you are internationally, you can find them or something similar to them in your electronics store. What I like to also take with me as well is another small container like this, for instance. And now I like to keep Band-Aids. Now Band-Aids are perfect just in case if you get cut on a rock or bruised. Band-Aids I find to be very, very useful in those situations. And I usually pack quite a lot of them into a container, so they're very helpful in that regards. Next thing I would like to also affirm is headache tablets. Also the perfect thing to use just in case if you get a headache or you're feeling like you're not in the best mode in the moment. Headache tablets is absolutely amazing, and I have used this frequently when I need to if my head's feeling a bit lightheaded or dizziness. Also drinking lots of water as well on top of that is the best thing when you're feeling dehydrated. Headache tablets is something perfect that I use when I'm out walking along these videos, as again I walk the whole day when I'm filming, so these definitely come in handy when I need to be using them as well. Next piece that I want to share with you all that I find extremely handy, in particularly with sharp objects and stuff if you're in a tight situation, is gloves. What I like to do is these type of gardening gloves are perfect for when you're trying to climb rocks or trying to get to a steep part. These gloves actually did help me, in particularly the Pearl Beach video. Behind the scenes, when I got after the end of that content, I needed to wear these gloves to climb back all those rocks that I did. It's just very handy so you don't cut yourself as you're trying to climb up rocks to get back to where you're going alongside of steep cliffs or something like that, depending on how high up the cliff is. But these gloves have truly been amazing, and if at least they're in there as a backup emergency to whatever situation that you're in. Definitely solid gloves are definitely another big thing that I recommend you need to be bringing. The final piece of the middle compartment that I like to share with you is something that I've just recently got in the post, and it's definitely going to be very useful for future location videos. Finally got myself a GoPro extension pole. I wanted to surprise you guys with this upcoming thing that I will be using, will be featured in a lot of the location videos from here on out. I thought it was a good time to actually bring it in. This does extend quite a bit, as you can see here. I actually had to figure out the tip of how to place the GoPro, so I finally figured that out. I will leave this in the description, a link of where I actually got it from, and for those internationally, it will be again in your nearest electronics store that you can go out and grab one. I'm so excited to to use this. Like for instance, it does clip in as well. So if you're wondering, oh, what happens if you're doing something like this and that does that? It does clip in. You just got to find, it does clip in, and in that way you can do shots like this when a place, if you can't reach it or anything like that, this will definitely be perfect for those situations. And I can't wait to use it. It's quite a good long extension pole too, mind you. Oh. Having a bit of trouble there. I got there in the end. Time to show you all the final front compartment, but before I do that, the side piece here, now I have this towel that I usually like to also bring as well, just for when I get a bit sweaty on the head, as we all do when doing walks and all that type of jazz. I felt like it's been used quite a lot when I'm walking, in particular during when the sun's on my face. Perfect to bring one of those as well. I just wanted to quickly add that in there. The final thing is this front compartment is where I like to keep a lot of the sprays and the protection type stuff that I apply onto my skin. The first thing I'm going to bring out is, this would be like your error guard, your bug repellent. This I find to be perfect. What I usually like to do is, before I begin recording the introduction, is I get myself prepared. So I usually park the car once I parked it. Usually I get this out first and spray my arms, my legs, the back of my head, the face, so you don't get annoying flies or insects as you're trying to do speaking parts of your video. It's definitely good to have this when you're out there trying to record what you're doing, because when a fly, or as you would know for those who are people who are talking about, that can get really annoying when something's in your face and you're trying to speak on the thing that you are in the moment. Error guard or bug repellent is definitely the go when you're out in those bushy areas in particular. Sunblock is another great thing I find as well. Apply it on all over the areas that you feel like the sun's going to come down and burn you. Also, I would like to add, I like to do this when I'm having my half an hour break. I apply this on again, just so when it gives me really good protection throughout the day. Well, this one's a 4-hour water resistant, and you can get ones that I think longer than 4 hours or shorter than 4 hours. That rough bracket is when I'm out there doing places that are in the sun, that at least it will keep me well protected. So you definitely want to find the best sunblock out there. You can get them mostly in chemists, from shopping centers really, and it's definitely something good to have when you're out walking or recording stuff. Sunblock is the go for that. I like to also bring deodorant. This is just one as example. I usually have different types of deodorants, but it's handy to have because you will get a bit BO-y, a bit smelly. So again, I usually like to spray once I've applied that. This is sort of like the last thing I do before I go out and walk and find the place I want to start the introduction. But also lunch times is when I apply some of this too, so I don't get too a bit woofy. The final piece that I want to show in the front compartment is more tissue packs. As I mentioned before, I like to keep more tissue packs in the front compartment, as it definitely helps having a lot more, because when you're out like me recording the whole day, it's very much good to have these on hand. So if you're done with one pack, at least you can get one out, put it into your side piece bag, and they're just really good to have, as I mentioned before. These are quite a lot of the stuff, apart from the Caesar ball and the 2 big bottles that I don't have with me right now, but they're also what I do bring into the bag as well. And these are just quite a lot of the essentials that I personally would recommend to those who are starting their location videos, or just going for walks in general, depending on how long the walk you're doing for, whether it's coastal beach or nature walks. These highly are the items that I would recommend taking personally when you're going out and doing the stuff that you're trying to film, or just to try and enjoy walking along where you're currently at. These are the items that I like to bring along with me. You have just seen what is in my location bags. I really hope the essentials and items in these bags have given you enlightenment of what I usually bring behind the scenes, and each of them have been truly amazing to use when I'm out there in the nature or the coastal beaches. Hopefully for those who are starting their location videos, that these essentials will also help you along the way and giving you ideas of, okay, this is some of the stuff that could help me when I'm out there walking along for all day recording stuff or just going on general trips as well. Also, let me know in the comments below what you thought of this video. Did I explain quite a lot of what you guys usually like to take on your location videos? Or just walking in general, the places that you go to. Did you like some of the stuff that I shown in my bag compartments, things that you also like to take? Any feedback would be really, really great. Until next time, everybody, life's an unexpected journey, and I will see you on another one of my videos. Take care, everyone. Bye.